Well, we've had many guests on RPG TV in the past from racing offices across the country, but have you ever wondered what a racing manager actually does? Well, today I'm here at Peterborough to catch up with a man who will be a familiar face and name to many of you, Andy Lisemore, who is now racing manager here at Peterborough. He's going to tell me what a typical day in his life entails. Well, Andy, you've been a racing manager for a very long time, going back a lot of years, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, too many to mention, really, Julie. Yeah, no, I started at 19 in the Wembley racing office. Been in several tracks now, most of them closed
Oh, dear.
at the moment. But started at Wembley, probably the best job I ever had, to be fair. T-boy at Wembley, used to get cup final tickets. Yeah, those were the days. Wembley closed, went to Oxford, was the deputy there to Gary Baden. Had a few spells at Swindon as well, under Clive Oseman. Yeah, learnt from the best.
Yeah, Walthamstow toaster amongst them, of course. Now you're here at Peterborough. All these years later, it must be a job you enjoy, or else you wouldn't still be doing it.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of these jobs, Julie, you know, it's in your blood, and, you know, it's never dull, never dull. Working at any dog track, it's never been dull. And, yeah, and love the dogs, love the people, you know. The phone goes every two minutes seemingly, but it's always an interesting conversation, and, yeah, you just love it.
So what does a regular day look like for you?
No such thing as a regular day, Julie. I mean, to be honest, my day started this morning, 7 o'clock. I had a text off a trainer. We're racing tonight, so a trainer's got a non-runner, so I'm then looking through the reserves, trying to find a non-runner, contacting the relevant trainer and getting a reserve in.
We've actually unplugged the phone to do this interview because it doesn't stop, does it?
It doesn't stop, it doesn't stop.
What sort of things do you have to deal with?
Oh, it's like any job, moans and groans. Perhaps you know, more than some jobs, but listen, as I said before, it's never dull. You never know who you're going to answer the phone to, be it trainers, owners, punters, whatever.
There's a lot of paperwork involved in your job, isn't there? You've got a really handy area here where everyone can get the relevant forms they need, trainers and such.
Absolutely, I'm very lucky in that I've got a very good assistant in Estelle. So yeah, it's quite handy at Peterborough. Trainers can come into this little reception area, they can pick up everything you need, take it away. But no, I'm very glad to have Estelle on board. She do all the registrations, all the POR samples of the dogs as they mark them up and send them off to the GBGB. So I'm very lucky to have a good team here at Peterborough.
So mostly for you, it's about putting the races together and dealing with the trainers. This is your box of tricks, or your mobile office, as you like to call it, and you've left a graded race for the weekend that you're going to show us how you're going to put it together.
We've got a crack at an A9, yeah. Basically, you can see there's not many dogs left in the pack, because, as we say, we put Wednesdays and most of Fridays and Saturdays on the computer already. But we left a few A9s, plenty of A9s to choose from. And it should be fairly simple to put a competitive A9 together.
OK, how do we do that then?
Well, first things first, it'd be a question of getting them out all into wides, middles and rails. Obviously, seeding's most important. Then a question of, once I start putting together, it's the ability-wise. Grades within grades. The
dogs at the front are the ones that race the longest to go, essentially?
Yes. So they're the ones I look at first, and hopefully try and get a run for. I mean, listen, let's try and do the base. Let's try and go for 2 wides, 2 middles, 2 rails.
Okay.
Doesn't always work out like that, but
okay.
But hopefully can do here. So there's me railers. There's a few wides. That's a middle dog. So first things first, we look for a couple of wides.
Yep.
Certain dogs, you only want to run out of trap 6, or you only want to trap 1. Yep. So this ground here, for example, I know is one that only wants to run out of 6.
Yeah.
So listen, that's a good starting point.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Trap 6.
Then potentially I'm looking one that's more middle to wide, so I'll just grab my wides. And again, I'm looking at this dog. It's a 2740 dog, slow away as well. So perhaps one with a little bit of early speed, but again, a similar sort of shout. And probably we go for that one. It's more middle to wide than wide. A couple of middles. Let's have a little look. Again, a similar sort of ability-wise. We'll probably go for one of those. And again, you've got to be conscious of the fact you're not putting too many of the same trainer in the same race.
Yes.
So at the minute it's working out okay. They're all individual trainers.
Yep. Okay.
So one more middle. Okay. There we go. That's a middle. We'll normally run out of 5, that dog. I know we prefer 4. And a couple of railers. Railers pile. Okay. Again, this is a dog that would only want to run out of 1, so making my life slightly easier. The 2 dog, a bit more rails to middle. So listen, I'd be happy with that.
This is still the easy part, isn't it?
Yes.
You have a lot of other requirements that you have to adhere to.
Yeah, listen, certain trainers can't come certain nights. There's a real mix of trainers here. So other tracks would have, say, 12 contract trainers, all with 30 dogs, and they have to be available every single night. We're a bit more flexible here. We've got one man and his dog bands. We've got the big trainers as well, but even the big trainers want the odd night off. We'll try and accommodate them if we can, and we generally can. Yeah, we are the caring, sharing racing office here at Peterborough.
Oh, lovely. Well, listen, I'm going to let you plug your phone back in and let you siphon those phone calls, and we'll see you later in the paddock.
Looking forward to it.
So just a couple of hours to go until racing starts, and Andy's final job at this point is last checks of the track to make sure he's completely happy with the running surface before he heads to kennel the dogs in. All right, so here at kenneling, and you've got an important role here. We've got Kim Gooding coming in with Sky. Sky, the pet name, I'm guessing, not the racing name. Who is it? What do you do? What do you do?
This device here is to identify the dogs. Every dog's got a chip, as you know. There you go. It is Racing Sky. Thank goodness for that. Just check the earmarks as well. LRL. Still got the earmarks in there as well. So double check. Onto the scales, Kim. 29.2 last time. That's been within a kilo of that, and is 29.2 today. To bang on. Thanks, Kim.
Lovely. And that's it. Simple as that.
It's basically that. That's basically it. It's identification, weigh in. Bit of banter with the kennel hands, the young kennel hands like Phil here. And
does he do a good job? No, he says.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
And even though you've got microchips, you still check the ear markings as well, do you?
Yeah, it's just double check. Why not? We've got the technology there, so we should use both.
All right, I'll let you get on with it. Well, we're a few races into tonight's race meeting, and gosh, Andy, you are non-stop up here, aren't you?
Yeah, they get value for money from me, Julie.
This is a busy part of the day, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the busy end, it's the business end, if you will. The most enjoyable part as well, I guess. You know, we've got kenneling out the way, and now we're down to the racing. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, of course, unusually for you, you do commentate sometimes as a racing manager. So that's not actually part of the job. That's an added bonus they get. But tell us, as a racing manager, what you do up here.
Well, the important thing, obviously, is to watch the racing as intently as you can. Just make your comments where the runners are running on the track, if they need potentially moving traps next time, and just keep an eye on things, really.
So watch the race. Get the result, full result, with the photo finish.
It's got to go out quickly to the press, yeah, and obviously maintain the rules, make sure they're implemented at all times, you know. Dog fights or whatever, just have to, you know, play it by the book. And
then at the end of it all, it amazes me how you can watch the race once and basically do the comments for every single dog. I tend to be watching the one that I've backed.
I think it's years of practice. People say I miss things, to be fair, but you know, listen, as the old catchphrase you say what you see, it's all you can do. And listen, just hope the racing is as clean as possible.
Well, thank you so much for letting us share your day with you. It's been a great insight into everything that goes on here, into putting on a graded card at Peterborough. I'll let you crack on.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Thanks, Andy.
We'll now have just 1 minute to the off. 1 minute. Greyhounds approaching the starting traps.